Hello and welcome. It is marvellous to have your company. We've got a brand new one-day special and I am so excited about this. I always love your kits, Katrina. They're beautiful. They're just beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. That's kind. That's kind.
It's true. And I love it because you take something and you allow us freedom. You know, there's so many things in craft where you have to do this and you have to do that. You know, you follow these prescribed steps. But with your kits, it's like, go for it. You know, go for it with colour and texture and experiment. I love that.
I do too. You know, and that the idea of just using a few stitches, just with a little bit of thread, and you can create magic.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can, as you start to stitch, you just relax and you just enjoy the process of stitching.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
The results you get, great, but actually doing the stitching is the fun bit.
It is the process.
It's the process.
All about the process.
Yeah.
This one-day special is gorgeous. Now, you're getting a lot as well for your money. First of all, you are getting the products to make this. Now, you're going to have to say the flower.
Crocosmia.
That one, yes.
Crocosmia.
Basically, they're the big long ones.
That's the
big
red
long
one.
ones.
The red flower. So if we forget the name, it'll just be the red flowers.
Yeah.
And then the other one, the fabric flowers, are dahlias. And so these are out of my garden. In fact, the Crocosmia is from my mum's garden, and I brought it with me. So it's a nice memory, and it's a fabulous plant.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. You know, you've got, it's the memories, not just the, you know, the creation. So you're getting everything you need to make this. I will talk about the kit contents in a second. However, you've also got, look at these as well, the celebration sparkles, and I know you love bringing the sparkles.
I do. You know, that's what it's all about, like a bit of sparkle. But the idea of this is there are 6 designs and you can create as much sparkle as you want.
Fabulous.
A little bit of stitching, quite a few sparkly beads and sequins, but the colours are variegated threads, so that magic happens as you start to stitch.
And they do look so pretty, look at that. Oh, they're gorgeous.
So, you know, they're not meant to be like a Christmassy thing, but, you know, just when you want to give that special card to somebody and just to say thank you or just enjoy stitching them and then see who you'd like to give them to.
Yeah,
you know?
or keep them. I love these. I love them. Beautiful and different, really interesting. So you're actually getting, let me take you through. So for starters, you're getting your card and envelopes.
That's right.
Lovely quality card as ever. You get the needles. You've actually got 2 lots of needles because there's 2 kits really, but merged into one for the one day special.
That's right. They're packaged separately.
Super. So you can get them individually if you wanted to. You've then got in each kit, you're getting a huge bundle of the gorgeous organza, and it's massive.
It's great. I mean, the idea of using the colour to create the different colours and the textures, that's what it's all about.
Oh,
and I think, you know, I always give more than you need, really. So in case you go overboard with those.
You give way more. The tweed. Now, I know that you use incredibly beautiful products. That is gorgeous. The tweed is beautiful.
I love stitching on it. It's made for us.
Yeah.
And it's a wool, 100% wool. But the needle just glides through the fabric, and it just gives great results, whether you're using texture or fine threads or beads. It just keeps its shape. Yeah. But best of all as well, it's nice to hold when you're stitching, and that's important as well.
It is absolutely beautiful. You can feel the quality. And the designs, now this is for the card, so you've got your 6 designs printed on there. Now, we say printed, I mean, this is why, again, I love your kits, because they're very loosely printed. Again, they give you a starting guide.
That's it, a starting point. You couldn't have every line on the fabric. And once you've done the basic first parts of the stitching, then you can develop it yourself. You know, you can do it exactly as the instructions, or you can add more sequins, more beads.
Yes.
You can just have fun with the 6 designs. So they're not too big, so that you'll be able to do, you know, near Christmas, if you're sitting, you'll be able to do one of those and just enjoy the stitching.
Perfect.
So, and then cut them up afterwards. So that's the idea. Stitch up them all and then cut them up.
Then cut them up and actually put them on the card. You're then getting all your gorgeous threads. Now, this again, I mean, look how much you get. there's tons. There's way more than you need. And this is another thing that you do as part of Rowandean, is give us variations in the thread as well. So you've got sort of the wools, you've got obviously the metallics in there, you've got the beautiful embroidery threads. So again, you get different texture through the thread.
And that's what I like. And I often give a lot more than you might want to use more of the blue and more of the purple in one of the designs that I've, that's what being creative is. You've got all the materials there to play, which is
and
great.
There's tons. So that's kind of kit 1. That's your sparkles. In your kit 2, but you're getting everything, of course. In kit 2, again, you're getting gorgeous organza. You're getting the printed tweed, of course. And if I show you this one, because this one is going to give you that full, gorgeous design. But again, it's a lovely suggestion of where to start, and that is fab. So I bet when people have done quite a few of your kits, you get all sorts of different configurations. I bet people start to really play, don't they?
Well, actually, they add, they might add beads or they might add fabrics, and they come out similar, but actually they reflect the person who stitched it, which is fantastic.
And it's personal then, which is wonderful. You're talking about beads. Let me just put these down, otherwise I know I'll knock everything over. Know yourself. You've got your gorgeous beads, obviously adding more texture, adding more gorgeous sparkle. You've got the needles, and then of course, sorry, Katrina, and then of course, look, even more threads. So I mean, when you are getting both of these, when you're getting your one day special, you've got so much thread, and yeah, some of those colours, that variegated,
gorgeous.
Oh, they're really nice.
And the metallic ones as well. Just add that little bit of sparkle as well.
They're so beautiful.
A couple of my favourite ones in there. The blue and the red are just fabulous to work with.
Oh, that blue there.
That just
it's like a blue purple. That's divine.
Midnight blue or something like that. It just or a sort of a dark woodland.
Oh, that's
colours of the bluebells. Fantastic.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, you've got some good threads. Gosh, it's busy. Okay, 10% of the stock has gone. Obviously, you don't get the actual ring. We have got those though. So if you do want to get the ring to actually display it, they are zooming in at the bottom because they do look phenomenal in the actual ring.
That's the good thing of these is once you've finished your work, you can frame it, you can hang it up straight away or give it as a gift. But it's so easy to do that, and hopefully over the time we're here. I'll show people how to do that.
Perfect. So. Yeah, it does look so good. Okay, this is such a beautiful kit. Brilliant gift ideas. Brilliant gift ideas for actually making the kits, or the blank kit, if you will. There's so many options. Or, of course, giving these as a finished result. Now, your price, already 10% of stock has gone. You are only paying for both of these wonderful kits £32.90. You are saving £5. 824748, brand new today. It is our one day special. You can get them individually if you want, but obviously your one day special is where you're going to get that big saving. Hochanda.com or 01733602000. We've got a little clip to give you some inspiration of more gorgeous things from Rowandean. Have a look at this.
See, that was like hydrangeas or something like that.
We're talking thread, folks. We are talking thread. Because the variegated threads, can I nick them? She says too late because I've done it. I should ask first before stealing. But when you look at these, because it's not till you really look at these threads, look at those colours. That's the variegated one. That's where you've got the purple, the blues. They're really good.
What I like about them is that the space between the different colours is quite short, so you get a quick colour change. Whereas, years ago there'd have been a mile of thread and then a little bit of change, whereas now they're much better, much more instant, and they've got some really subtle colours in there.
They're lovely. And you get lots of variegated in this one.
Well, this one I think suits this style of design, suits that. And I think on an organiser you've got the colours ready to use, and that's something that I quite like, that you can see the balance of the colours and you can see as you use them.
They're really beautifully
they look neat to start, but near the end. No. they don't look like that at the end.
Is it just a mess at the end?
It's
just a bundle of goodness.
A bundle of threads.
Okay,
so here we go.
We'll
start. I'm just going to show you how to put the work into a hoop.
So we can get these hoops, can't we?
These are it's a spring hoop, so we do 2 sizes, and we use them all the time. So there's a 5-inch hoop and the 7-inch hoop, and this is perfect for 7 inches, perfect for this design.
And I think do they normally come with the scissors, or am I making that up?
Yes, I think the scissors. I think the scissors.
We're checking.
We'll check
I think they're on the website, so have a look for these. We do think. Yeah, found a Miss Charlotte has found them. They are on the website. Have a look. There you go. Search your 2 hoops with the scissors. Good reviews there. They're just an essential. £15.99. 646785. If you would like to get hold of those.
So the beauty of this kind of hoop is that you can turn the spring part of the hoop out of the way, so it's not going to get in the way of your stitching.
Perfect.
And if the tension does change in your work, all you're going to do is just move the spring, and that'll change the tension.
Fabulous.
So much quicker and easier to handle than some of the ones that were, if it's like a wooden hoop.
Yes.
So there's lots of parts to this design, but the print is there. So I'm just going to start off with the part that's creating the bit of the garden.
Wonderful.
So this is the easiest stitch and the one that I just use all the time.
Okay.
All right. So I've got my thread and I've put a knot.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But to start with, underneath here, you'll see that there's a print that will give you a guide as to how big to do the stitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, right. So then you know how big to make the stitch. But basically, it's going to start off in the distance, and you're going to come forward, and it's going to get bigger.
Beautiful.
And basically, with this fabulous thread, you're just going to work the stitch backwards and forwards.
Perfect.
Like that. And then just the colour, the magic will happen as you start to stitch.
Yeah. And look at those. Yeah, those colours are divine.
So I'm not splitting the thread at all. I'm just think messy.
Yeah.
All right. So it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's probably better that your stitches are a little bit messy.
Gorgeous.
Right?
Yeah.
So don't think it's got to be even, and don't care about the back.
No, I love that.
Because people do worry about that.
Yes.
If you do a lot of counted work, then it needs to be reasonably neat on the back.
Yeah.
But this is quite different.
This is different, and this is it's utterly achievable. But the results. This is why I love your kits, because the results just look beautiful.
So as we get going,
look at that purple.
And you build up the design. Now the instructions will tell you when to start blending the colours.
Yeah.
All right, but basically a little bit of colour and then some green and then some colour. So really it'll come out quite individual.
Yeah. And because it is every single time whoever does it will add difference, the different stitches, the different lengths. Everything changes it, doesn't it?
And then in the instructions there'll be step-by-step photographs, so you'll get different areas that you need to cover. You'll be able to refer to that as well as the stitch diagrams.
Perfect.
As well. So that is so easy, and as you work through, you probably won't see much of the tweed, but that's up to the individual stitcher if you want to see a little bit of the fabric.
I love that you work on the tweed, because it gives it a completely different a finished effect, doesn't it?
I think it's just nice to stitch on as well, really. So as you're approaching the end of a thread, all that you're going to do then is you're just going to take a couple of stitches at the back, not a knot, just a couple of stitches at the back, and that's just going to secure the threads in place.
You don't need to worry.
So you don't need to worry.
I like the fact that you keep all the that you don't split it, because that really allows the colours to come through.
This is really mostly worked in 6 strands, especially in the foreground, you're going to get some shaded threads, and the whole of that area will be a blend of colours.
Beautiful.
Easy.
Yeah.
Very, very, very easy to do.
I think easy but quite brave. I think that's why it's nice having a kit, because starting something like this on your own can be a little bit daunting, you know, getting all those colours, but once it's in a kit form like this with instructions, it does really encourage and give you that confidence.
Yeah, I think you've got the front cover to refer to.
Yes.
But at the end, you're not going to hang. It's your individual piece of work, and it's going to be what you just love and you've stitched, whether it bears any resemblance to the picture. I mean, we did years ago a workshop in Japan, and we took lots of our work over, and when we got there, we found everybody had done it already, so we needn't have taken them all the way there.
Oh,
but everything was very, very precise, but it was everybody's love of what they were doing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I bet. I can imagine that were quite regimented.
So it's good. So you take the instructions. There is a plan. There is a sort of a plan. So once you've done one bit, you can move on to the next. But it's the kind of stitching that you can put it down, go away, come back to, and you remember what you're doing.
Amazing.
You know, there's no chart. You know, it's not like counting. So it's much easier. So the next stitch that I just love and I just think is wonderful is a French knot.
Of course,
you have to have French knots. I think I've only ever done one kit with without French knots, and I used beads. But I think it's just worth doing, and it's a lovely stitch. So I'm going to work this whole area. Once you get to the area where the printed dots are, this is the texture. This is where it's going to become really, really textured. So they're going to use French knots. So French knots, you hold the thread about a couple of centimetres. You're going to work the stitch from the back round twice, and then you're going to just turn the needle so that you're not going into the same hole, but you're just going one thread over. So as soon as you've pushed that needle in, then you can tighten that thread, and that just stops it. Hold that there, and then that's going to keep it lovely. And as you go, and just check that I haven't gone through the knot. That's great. And as you pull that through, just let the thread travel in on its own. Don't be tempted to guide it in. And look at that. That's just going to be
so
great.
Beautiful.
And
this would make such a gorgeous present for someone. Because Christmas, I mean, invariably so many people get so stressed.
I know, this is just take yourself away.
It does make you laugh, doesn't it? You know.
Put ourselves through all of that work.
But this is lovely because it's just that tranquility, you know, and that, working with colours, so the grey. And to be fair, when it's this kind of weather and it's cold and it's a bit dreary, working with beautiful colours. It's
perfect. It's, you know, you want to have that, not that you want it to be quite summer, but the colours. I mean, how good are those pinks and those bright colours? I mean, I just love these. I mean, when we start to put the colours on, you'll see how they glitter and shine. And you just think, they're like little jewels, aren't they? You know, and you're going to put that into the stitching. And everybody's different, so it might mean you put them all on, loads, or you just put a few on. So it suits everybody, this kind of design.
You can really imagine yourself, like, when it's, you know, when you are chilling out or when you're having a minute, you know, Boxing Day, when everyone's chilling out a bit, this is perfect.
Absolutely. Just have a little bit of time to yourself. And you can feel your whole body starts to relax when you start to stitch. It's, you know, I mean, if we're sometimes at a show and doing the make and take, you can see people anxious to start, and then suddenly think, this is easy. This is really easy, and then just, you know, all the worries drift away. So it is a great craft for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think because of the way you design them, they do actually come together quick.
They do, and I think that's what is lovely about this design, is that you're creating the garden part first, and then I'm just going to show you how to do a little bit of the
wonderful
leaves.
Big, and they're nice chunky French knots because you're working with all the.
I mean, those look lovely.
The threads.
6 strands. So in the instructions, it would always say how many strands to use. 3 strands of this is made of 6 strands. And
the instructions are really good. They'll take you through step by step. They'll teach you loads of different stitches. So it's a really nice, not just a beautiful finish, but obviously you're learning as well. which is always fabulous. Oh, that's another good
See this? I mean, I think that's lovely, that one. I use that quite a lot.
And it is like you said, that they do get a lot of colour.
Look at that, I mean, there's this one here, this one's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, so I use this one quite a lot. So we're just going to do a little bit of one of the stems.
Oh, nice.
All right, so for this one, we're going to use the organza, and we're just going to cut the organza into a triangle shape.
Okay.
Ish, doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to take the thread and we're just going to twist it around, and we're just going to add it and pin that in place. So we're going to add a couple of those over the lines.
I have noticed you've got pins here and there, so it's holding the organza in place.
Hold it. I mean, these are flower head pins, so it's a long pin with a coloured part of it. And then, so if you drop them, you can find them. You can find them. But the idea is really they're a good pin for this fabric, and it means it's going to hold the organza in place. All right, so we've got one of those. Because this plant, Crocosmia, the leaves are very triangular shapes.
Right.
They look quite upright in the garden. They're really sculptural.
Beautiful.
So we're just going to use the organza just to couch the thread down. So couching means that the thread or the fabric is just lying on the surface.
Right.
All right. It's not going to go through.
Yeah.
You're just holding the thread or the fabric down
so it's
with the thread. So I'm just going to go over the top of that, and I'm just going to hold that in place.
See, that's a really effective thread, but that is such an easy thread.
So it's easy to secure the fabric.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could do it in 3 strands or 6 strands, and you're just going to hold that thread. So because it's sort of a triangular shape, hopefully it'll get a little bit thinner as you get towards the top, so the leaf will become a more triangular shape, sharper. But it's not meant to be like a botanical study. It's not meant to be perfect.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's meant to be quite textural with the fabrics, and that's really, really great to stitch that on there. And that's how you do the leaves.
I was watching telly. When you came back, it's because I was watching. Because rather than doing that, I end up watching TV. It's just bizarre when it's here live. But our TV just there.
Okay, so we'll just take those out. And then as you've secured those, you can take all the pins out.
Beautiful.
And then you've just got...
Yeah, that is such a good stitch.
Really, really good. So it's called couching. So you would see it in the book, or we often use, it's used really just to create texture with a thread that's either too difficult to pull through or too textured, but it's great for fabric.
Yeah, that looks
and that's it. So to secure it, you just have a couple of stitches on the back.
That's just
and then
lush. You did mention your book, didn't you?
I did, yeah, because it's good.
Yeah, the book is fab. Another really good Christmas present. This would be nice, you know, if you're thinking, of getting one of the kits, it'd be so nice to get this with one of the kits, because this, or get this with your wonderful, you know, your pack with all your
great.
They'd be nice. They'd be nice, your play around pack, because then you've got loads of ideas.
You've got loads of ideas that you can do with the organza.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, there's couching in there. I think there's a whole section on different stitches. So you'll find that French knots, fly stitch, chain stitch. You know, it goes through all the stitches that you're going to use. Not every stitch, just about 4 or 5 stitches. Yeah. And then what you could do with them. So you could use the play around pack just to experiment, practice a stitch, or just go for it and just play around with the stitching. Yeah. You'll get 2 pieces of fabric in the play around pack. So you've got enough to experiment with, make them into cards, or
I love it.
You know, you could. They're just, and if you like cotton, so we've got 2. So the cotton one is the whitish coloured fabric.
There you go. That's your cotton.
An ivory
it's
colour.
Lovely.
But and you see that's great as well. really, really nice to stitch through. So you can use much heavier threads with that one, and it's quite good. I mean, they're just
massive bumper kits.
They are, and I've got some new colours in there. So we've got some nice Jameson yarns from the Shetlands. I've got some nice metallics there. You've got there's beads and organza in there, so you can have a go at experimenting, making one of the designs in the book, or you can just have a go. So you don't have to have the book. You can just get the colours and just see what happens. Just even use the colours from the ones from this Crocosmia. You could have a go at twisting the thread and experimenting with that and playing around. And that's a really good thing.
They are so nice. Now we've got on there, we've got the play around pack, £17.99. We've got the tweed there. We're not sure, maybe it's on the website, the actual cotton one. That is beautiful as well. Have a look at that, £17.99, 915244. If you did want the book, we've got a freedom price on the book as well. So if you do want to go for this with loads of ideas, inspiration, and again, it's all so achievable. That's what I love about Katrina's work. 903483 is right number. Freedom members, you're only paying £15.29. No P&P for Freedom members. Now, I'm going to leave you for a few moments, Katrina, and remind you some of the goodies on the actual show. Have a look at the website. The website, you're going to see all sorts, because our Katrina, they never travel light, you know, the Rowandean, they bring so many. As you'll notice, when you look at the set, I mean, there's so many beautiful finished pieces around us. So have a look on the website, shop by brand as well. It's always worth it. There might have been something you missed. There might be something that you think will be suitable for someone for a Christmas present or for yourself, of course. It is hochanda.com. You can always give us a bell, 01733 602 1,000. So many beautiful choices. Okay, let's get cracking. So first of all, it is your one day special. You're getting two kits. So you're getting the flowers, the red flowers, that one. And you're getting the sparkle kit. You can get these separately if you want to. However, getting them all together will give you that £5 saving. And they are beautiful. I mean, look at that for a finished piece. It's full of life. It's full of colour. It's full of texture. Loads of different techniques there. And I love the way the organza catches the light, but also it gives it that beautiful sort of fluffiness, doesn't it? And that fun in there. You've got so many goodies in there, the beautiful beads, all the different stitches, the way everything overlaps and builds up that beautiful 3D look as well. So you're getting everything you need to do that. It is on tweed, very beautiful tweed. I mean, this is made for Rowandean, and it is absolutely exquisite. You've got a lovely collection of threads. You get the needles, the beads, and a huge pack of organza as well. That's half of it. The other half is the sparkle kit. Now, with the sparkle kit, you're getting all 6 designs. So you can make these into cards. You get in the cards, you get in the envelopes. So, of course, ready for you to make into cards if you want, but you don't need to. I mean, you might be popping these on, might be a beautiful cushion you're making, you might be framing these. You have got a choice. It is completely up to you, but lovely quality cards. And again, the designs are just gorgeous. Once you've got the designs, you're going to be able to do these again and again, especially if you've got one of those lovely packs with all the various threads and everything in. Now again, you get that wonderful tweed, you get in the needles, the organza, and of course you are getting the wonderful collection of threads. And importantly, you do get full instructions, and the instructions are going to take you through step by step. They will take you through the different stitches, the different contents, of course, and where you're aiming towards. You do get your full finished project as well. Really easy instructions. I know they're easy instructions because I've done a Rowandean kit, from never doing anything particular like it to creating something I'm really chuffed with. Now, £32.90, that's your price. You are saving £5 today. What are you going to do with yours? Is it going to be for you? Are you keeping these? Do you collect Rowandean? I know we've got so many people who collect Rowandean. Maybe this is adding to your collection, or are you going to be making these for gifts? I mean, these are such a beautiful size. The thank you, the happy birthday, they're just thinking of you cards. I mean, you can tweak them. There's so many ways you can tweak them and make it your own. Now, £32.90, 824 748. That's your item number. If you'd love to go for them, that is your brand new one-day special and absolutely exquisite. We have got loads more kits, and we're going to show you some of those now, because obviously you might have missed these. You might have seen them before, but you might have missed them. And because you do bring us such a massive selection, it's easy for people to miss them.
Well, the other thing is, there's always new people who are watching.
Absolutely, there is.
And that's what is the nice thing, that although some people might have seen it, there's lots of people who might not have. So that's why we bring things back.
Because if you are brand new, maybe you've never placed an order, Wheels, if you quote Hotch TV 20, you'll get 20% off when you check out your basket. So if you haven't placed an order before, or maybe if your other half hasn't placed an order before, then it is a great way of saving 20% as well. So do have a look. Details are on the website for that at hochanda.com. Right, let's go through some of those other kits. Again, you're getting your threads, the organza, the needle, the beautiful pattern printed ready for you. This is lovely.
And this is if you're in the, walking along the hedgerow in the summertime. You've got the cow parsley, you've got pink campion, which is that lovely pink.
Yes.
And again, it's the organza that creates that mistiness in the background. So you'll have an outline on the fabric, and then you'll just put big pieces of organza over the top, and then you're going to add your stitching.
I love that.
So it's a nice country scene.
Yeah, and the organza, as it's layered, the colours get richer, don't they?
That's it. New colours appear.
Yeah, £12.56, that's all. See, the prices are so good. £13.95 if you're not a Chanda Freedom member, 748178. Next we've got for you, and these are so sweet. Another actual, before I have to forget about it, if you like the frame, have a look at the website. We have got the frames available. So if you do want to get that wooden frame, then please have a look for that. Okay, next. These are sweet, really pretty designs, but again, loads going on there.
Lots of colour and lots of a really easy design that you're going to add the grasses. Basically, you add the grasses first, put the organza down, add a few grasses, and then you're going to scatter the stitches around the grasses. And so we've got, the usual stitches, a few French knots and some fly stitch there, a little bit of fabric. So it's really interesting to stitch and use those colours. And it's quite small, so it's finishable very quickly. So if you know somebody who's like, maybe going to start this, these are a nice size to start stitching. And you've got an actual piece of art at the end of it.
And that's important, because so many people start a kit and never, it never gets finished. It's lovely that you can actually have that beautiful finished piece. Okay, if you'd love this one, this is your festival kit. It's your Morning Dew, which is lovely, Flower Festival. £13.95, that's 294611. Next, and I love the colours. Just when you look down at your colour palette that you're working from, it's amazing. But then when you look at it all together, I can, again, look at that Summer Breeze, and it is so summery. Look at those colours. I think
it's the blue organza, and then the use of the variegated threads. But so easy to do and lovely to stitch.
Yes.
But an actual great result at the end of it.
I love the orange. The
that
little
flash of orange and a few straight stitches in there. And obviously I always give a huge piece of fabric, so you can develop the design. Although the design would fit into a 4-inch frame.
I mean,
you can get all kinds of frame. It would look good with the hoops, the display hoops. There is a 6-inch as well. You could add to the design. You don't need to stop just by covering the print that's there.
So extend it out.
So you can add.
It feels lovely as well.
It's nice to work with in that you can get the needle through the organza and the fabric. It's not going to be difficult. It will glide through.
Beautiful. You get the needles, you get everything. I mean, if you're buying these for presents, they are fantastic to give as gifts, because you get everything, including full instructions. That is 115001, £13.95. That's your price. Next, now, this is my favourite. This is so nice.
I think it's a lovely thing to make, and to work through. So this is a tweed needle case.
It's beautiful.
It's almost like a storybook, but it's useful. So the inside you've got hand-dyed felt, and then you've got part of the design that you can either decorate a page, you can enhance it with fabric or thread, and just add to it just over the Christmas period. You might want to add a little bit of that. You can make, I mean, I've machined the needle case together, but you could easily do it by hand. So there's instructions for both in there. But you know, it's a lovely summery garden.
Yeah, that is stunning. It's stunning. It's like a sampler as well, isn't it? You know, because you can start playing with designs. It's so nice. That is an incredible gift. If you give that as a project, again, your full instructions. The tweed is divine. So is it dead easy to sew up as well to make the actual?
Yes, I mean the fabric's printed so that you've got the front and the back of the needle case to stitch, and then there is a small piece across the top for you to stitch in whatever way that you wish for the top design, and then you're going to cut across the line, and that's the size of the needle case plus the seam allowance.
Perfect.
And then there's a lining in there, the calico lining for that as well, and then the hand-dyed felt. So really, everything's there.
Everything's
been
thought
then lots
of
of sequins.
And the hand-dyed felt, that just looks so expensive.
It is a good quality, and because it's hand-dyed, everyone's really going to be
so unique.
And the threads, you know, they've got the variegated threads in there.
Beautiful.
And then obviously if you've got other pieces you've stitched, you can add those to your or through the play around pack. You know, you can do little pieces to add to the pages. You know, so it's something that can build into a really nice journal.
Absolutely stunning. If you would love that one, just so gorgeous. $21.95. It just looks, again, it looks beautiful when it's finished. 727-498 is your item number. That definitely my favourite. It's beautiful. 727-498. Next, late summer. Oh, again, colour. Have a look at that. And I love how this one's just bursting, isn't it?
This is just how my garden was in the summer, you know, and it stayed like that for ages. And this time I've used a lot of knitted yarns and some textured yarn, some mohair yarns, and some, you know, beads that look like they're bursting out the picture. But again, very easy stitches, and you'll have a print on the fabric, so you're just going to work through. And actually, I've got one that I've put on a cushion, so we'll have to show that a little bit later on.
Oh, it's
but
superb.
lovely to do.
And I think that's the lovely thing. We forget that, you know, definitely use them for cushions, for bags, for, you know, for framing. There's so many things you can use these for, but use them. If you do want that, again, another riot of colour, beautifully finished, £19.95, a really good price. 684315. Last but by no means least, our cowslip meadow, and the yellows in this. I mean, look how wonderful that is.
I mean, that is bright, and that's what they're like when you see them in the springtime, in the verges and in woodland. I think that they are just beautiful.
Oh, that's ace. And look at that. I think because they do, you want to touch them, because they're so textural, and, you know, all this, you just...
that's what it's about. You know, it's quite different to, like, just using a paint. The fabric is going to be very 3D, and look at those. I've got orange organza, little folded flowers.
These
and
here,
then
they're
got
so
some
pretty.
Scrunched up organza, and then there's a little bit of the thread, if you can see on the left there, where I've couched some of some just like we've done earlier on, and then some fabulous teal beads, I think, and they're all different sizes and different colours, so you can put as many on there or as few.
That is so cool. Okay, if you do want that, $19.95. Again, you're getting everything in there. That is such a beautiful kit. 846889 is your item number. Now, you have seen those hardwood hoops. They've been used to display the beautiful works of art. Honestly, they look really special. And only $12.99, so really affordable as well. You've got a 5, a 6 and a 7 inch if you do want to get hold of those. And They do make a wonderful display. 727069 is your item number. Now, we've also got the wonderful hoops with the scissors. Now, these are important because this is your working hoop. The other ones are your pretty hoop. These are your working hoops. Again, really affordable, $15.99. That is 646785. That is your item number. We've got another set with a hoop. Fabulous. Your 5-inch hoop. Oh, and these are the ones with the pins. So you've obviously seen Katrina using the pins. They're the ones. You're getting your lovely scissors as well in there for £11.99. 035881 is your item number. And then the frame, okay, that lovely wooden frame. And honestly, these fit beautifully. These are all handmade as well, aren't they?
They are.
They're all handmade.
Ted makes them.
Ted's very busy. Yeah, he's very busy making gorgeous frames. And these set the piece off beautifully. $12.95, 219662 is your item number. Now that gorgeous book, this is proving popular always, and it is such a wonderful collection of finished pieces, ideas and inspiration. It is 903483 and only $17.99. Now there's so many different things you can do. The play around pack. Have we found the cotton version? Yay! Ted saved the day. Yay! Okay, it is the same item number, but you've got your options. Is that Ted in the background? So you've got the cotton, or of course you've got the wonderful tweed, and then look at that. It's just stuff with goodness. And you were saying these are always really popular.
They are popular. They really are, and I think, and they'll be slightly different. So you won't, if you've had one before, then they'll be slightly different with different colour combinations, and that's the fun of just playing with the colours.
Yes, yeah. I think we all like this. We all like just getting stuff when it's a weird old thing. You like that at home? I say we all like it, but I like it.
We could open it and then you can see. We'll just have a little look at all the colours there, because they look just other than the other side.
Oh yeah, got it. Yeah. Bear with. Let me move that out the way a sec so I can. Boom. I love that you give us needles all the time.
Well, yeah.
Because it goes in safe places. And then look at that. And all those gorgeous colours, all the textures, variegated threads. Ooh, look at those.
So that's a wool silk one that we often use for stone wool.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Got a little bit of bead thread.
Amazing.
And some wool.
Oh, yes.
A little bit of bead thread.
Because that bead thread, that's really special, isn't it?
It doesn't stretch as you're stitching. So when you add in the beads, they're not going to fall and come loose in your work. You know, especially if you're putting them on a jacket or a pocket or on a cushion. You don't want them to, eventually come loose.
Yeah.
So
it's good quality. Threads. And look at that organza, just stunning. I love that colour. That's beautiful.
The bronze and the purple, they can make some fabulous combinations there.
Doesn't that look good? Okay, $17.99 if you do want to get that. You've got your choices, cotton or your tweed, and it is just such a bumper pack. And we were talking about, I will show you, we were talking about putting them on cushions.
Yeah, because I think it's a nice way of displaying your work. If you didn't want it as a picture, make it into something useful.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I know people are going to lean against it, but that's part of it. It's a working textile, if you know.
Yeah, and it's funny because you mentioned clothes. I like, there's a designer brand I like. I obviously buy it off the, the auction sites, but they use lots of textures in their work. Yeah. And I mean something like that, you put that directly on a jacket or a blouse, could look amazing.
Look fantastic, or on a bag, you see, on a bag as well.
Yeah.
I think there are so many possibilities for using embroidery in clothing and in household objects.
Absolutely.
I mean, like a cushion. So this one is agapanthus. So this is in the mini pick-a-mix. All right. So fabulous. This is the design that you get in the pick-a-mix, and then with the threads that were left over, I just repeated some of the design.
Superb. Just extended it.
So you can actually not just have it as a picture. I think there's lots of possibilities.
Yeah, I like that. Right, back.
We've got to get
the
back
sparkle.
To this. Okay, so here we have the sparkles design. we've got 6 designs on here.
Beautiful. Look at that blue.
See and I tried to make them different so that if you're giving them to different people,
yes.
then you know some people like bright colours, but there are 17 different colours in here, and so when you look at the colour combinations, you know, I've tried to keep different groups of colours together. Perfect. But really, you'll have so many left, you'll be able to mix and match some of the other designs.
Amazing.
So and then they've got the print on again, and then to start with, say on the first one, this is where you actually make the fabric and you distort it. So if you've got a piece of fabric, you're going to just cut it so it's woven so it doesn't distort. Yeah. So what you do is you take it on the bias, that's the stretchy part, and you cut it on the bias.
Okay, okay.
And then you're going to just be mean to it.
Yeah, yeah, and it just
frays. It doesn't work if you're just pulling it. You've really got to pull the weave apart.
Yeah.
And then as you place that over the print, don't make it too big. Just have as many layers on there as you wish.
So small layers, but as many as you wish.
As many as you wish. As long as you can just about see the print, and then pin those on.
Perfect.
And then they're ready to stitch. So in your kit, you will find that there's a picture of what the organzas more or less should look like before you start.
Wonderful.
So that you know the size and the sort of the placement to start with. So the first one I'm just going to show you is I've got 2 layers. This is a dahlia. So I've got 2 layers of the pink organza.
Wonderful.
And then for this stitch, I'm going to just use stem stitch, and I'm not going to put it in the frame to start with.
Okay.
So this one is a back stitch, and it's much easier to do without a frame. So you're going to start and you're going to aim just to do a small stitch, and then each time you're just going to go back to where the thread meets. And so it's almost forming a solid line.
It's again a really nice chunky stitch because you're using all 6 strands again, is that right?
Well, I think I've got 3 here, but you could use, it'll tell you, but you could use 6 or you could use 3 and split those.
Because it looks lovely and chunky.
But it's rolled. It's the only stitch where you can get a curved line.
Right.
So that's beautiful for like branches or stems or petals. And so that if you just hold the work in your hand, it feels better.
Right.
And I'm just going to take the thread from there, and then I'm just going to restart, and you just work around all the petal shapes, and that'll cover the print.
Yeah.
All right.
That's so pretty.
So it's fairly quick.
And again, you really see that variegation.
And then as you start to stitch, you'll just see on the back of your work, it looks like a back stitch.
That's beautiful.
All right, but the top surface looks like a really, really smooth curved shape. So when you finish that shape, the next thing is you're going to cut away some of the organza.
Right.
All right, so you're just going to take the sharp scissors and you're just going to cut and go all the way around the shape. And if you hesitant to start with, just go a little bit further away from the stitching.
And now you're going to, so it's just the top layer of organza, not the bottom.
So this one's just, the bottom is just to create a little bit of colour.
Gorgeous.
And if you did snip it by mistake, it wouldn't matter if you just did the flower on its own. So you're just going to go all the way around then.
That gives you the depth in the centre of the flower, doesn't it?
So you'll get little pieces.
Busy, Katrina. You know your beautiful the tweed pieces, just the tweed.
Yeah.
So which one is it? Is it the details are zooming in? It's a tweed fabric fat quarter.
Yes.
So is that just?
So it's just the fabric, and then you see on the end of there's the cotton one, but just if you just open that, you can see the size because the fat quarter in tweed is the same.
Okay.
But we just got that one.
So this is the cotton version.
So this is the cotton one. So the other one will be the same size.
Amazing.
So it doesn't have a print. So if you wanted to make a cushion, if you wanted to make that tweed cushion, you know, that's the size that you're going to get.
Wonderful.
And that's quite
a
big piece. It's quite a big piece to
We've only got it in tweed at the moment. That's the size you're going to get. So absolutely perfect for, of course, for creating things out the book, or if you are creating a cushion, and it's that really posh tweed again.
It is the tweed, and there is something quite lovely, and it will last.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it looks,
posh.
you can put any colour with it.
Yeah.
And it will look great.
Yeah, it does. It feels amazing. It feels divine. You need to get it on. Tell you what, if you're watching at home and you've already got it, email in studio@hochanda.com. I love to hear from you. I'd love pictures. I want to know who's got the most Rowandean kits, because I know you've got collectors.
Oh, we definitely have, and a lot of Hochanda customers have been really supporting as well, and yeah.
Wonderful.
Must have a collection.
Oh yeah, we'd love to know. Email in. So what do you do? Do you actually collect them? Do you give them as presents? How many have you got on the go? Or do you actually manage to finish them? Or have you got like 10 on the go at the same time? You just do one depending on the mood. I'd love to hear from you. It is studio@hochanda.com. I'm always intrigued. It's always nice to know who's out there, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think it's lovely to see and get people to show their work off.
Yeah,
you know.
I love seeing what people have
it's
been doing.
great.
And we know, I mean, the shows are always really busy, so we know, especially, it's when people are going for just the tweed on their own, because it's like, oh, what are you doing with that?
Yes.
You know, I'm really nosy anyway. What are you doing with it? What are you doing? Email in studio@hochanda.com. Right, what are you doing?
Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just developing the centre of the flower now. So you would go all the way around that flower.
Okay.
And then I'm just taking like a centimetre square,
tiny bit.
and I'm folding it into quarters, and then I'm folding it into a cone shape, and then I'm going to stitch the pointed end of the cone onto the fabric. All right, and I'm just going to add a couple of stitches just to hold it in place.
Wow.
Just so that you're going to create a textured flower.
Oh, that looks so cool.
All right, so I'm just going to add another stitch just to stop.
I see why this is your sparkles.
Because of it, you can go absolutely. It's not a real flower.
Yeah.
You're just going to use that one.
That just
for doing that, you can put it back into its frame now to develop the stitching in the centre. And use the 5-inch hoop for that.
Beautiful.
But stem stitch is sometimes better. So if we're doing quite a few of our designs, we'll have that stitch technique. So I try to use in these something that a skill you can use again in a different design.
Yeah, I like that. I like that tiny little
bit of texture there.
Bit of texture.
So that's the same as on cowslip. Meadow.
Wonderful.
So that's how it's very easy to do, and it gives you that instant colour. Yeah. Really, really nice to do.
Yeah, it's a pop of colour, but obviously it just leaps off the page yet again. And of course, popping it back in the frame. What time are we? Oh my gosh, we got 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
We are nearly out of time. Are we going to go? Do you want to go back and show the kits? We're going to go back and show the kits.
That's fine.
Katrina. Okay, now, those wonderful massive packs. We're going to give you an idea of those again. They are ace of the play around packs for only £17.99. Beautiful, and they're one of them, you know, when you get them and it's like, oh, look at all that. There's so much in them. And for £17.99, you've got your choice. You've got your cotton or you've got your tweed. What you are getting though is beautiful contents, loads and loads of colour. 915244 is your item number. If you do want anything else, check it out on the website. But this is it. This is your one-day special, the beginning. You've got so many different techniques. I love it because you've so much to show us every single hour.
It's great. I love to show people how to stitch and it's really achievable.
Yeah. Yeah, because there is new people all the time, all different ages, people who've never stitched before. You can literally pick one of your kits up and do it. Yeah, absolutely. And you know that image that it's very difficult, or you have to learn how to do the stitch. Just enjoy the stitching. Yes. Have a go with some fabulous colours and create a piece of art. Yes. You know, that's the way to go, I think, for especially these two designs that you've got, small and a bigger design. Yeah.
You've got, you know, ways of working with different threads. I think they'd be great fun to do.
Me too. And it is how achievable they are. I think for anyone starting out, a Rowandean kit is absolutely perfect, but you will definitely get hooked.
Yeah.
You know, you'll definitely want to do more and more and more because the results are beautiful, but also because the quality of the product. And they do, I mean, when you look at them, they're just really happy, aren't they? They're joyous.
So a celebration card, I mean, you could keep those, you know, for a special occasion, or you just enjoy stitching.
Yeah. If you've
Admire
got your
them.
gorgeous little journal, these would fit in the journal
Absolutely,
as well, beautifully, wouldn't they? And that's it, you know, I mean, there's loads of these. I know our lovely Lou, she stitches just to chill out. And a lot of these, if you've got, you know, the little birdie journals, you know, loads of these you could, people at home, if you don't know what I'm on about, sorry, but if you bought one of them, because they've got fabric and paper,
and you
so you
can
can mix everything.
and that's what it is, it's mixed media.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. This is your one-day special. If you want to go for the one-day special, you save £5 on this, £32.90. We are approaching 20% of the stock now gone, 824748. You can get them individual if you want to, but I would definitely recommend going for the biggie because that will give you loads of colour, loads of textures, loads to play with, but of course it gives you the £5 saving as well. 824748 is your item number. Please do not miss out on any of these. Do you want me to show you the detail? Yeah, let's have a look at them in more detail because they are fab. And look at that.
It's a few French knots. They're all a little bit like asters.
Are these?
And some beads in between.
Yeah.
And some metallic French knots there.
I love that.
A little bit of sequins. And the fabric's underneath so that you've got the print and then you place the organza over the top.
I can see
and then
the
add the stitching and leave a little bit showing. It's not meant to be, you know, easily cut into a shape. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah, that looks ace. The beads, they fold that well into the actual stitches, don't they?
Well, some of them are twisted bugles so that they catch the light, and so that makes them give them that extra sparkle.
That's ace. A twisted bugle. Fabulous names. Oh, I'm a bit of a twisted bugle. Look at that. I love the again the blue. The blue dots on the end there are fabulous.
You know, that's an easy design that you could work with somebody else. You know, if you've got a youngster who wants to start stitching, then that would be lovely to work on as well.
That's so pretty. And again, the layers of organza. There's so many layers. There's so many. We saw that. There's so much going on with all of these. That's just, it just pops off the page. Okay, I am running out of time. Obviously, you've got the other 3 designs as well. It is your one-day special. Please make sure you join Katrina. She's going to be back with us at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
With our lovely Hayley to give us more ideas and more inspiration. What you need to do, though, is check those baskets out and get your emails in for 8 o'clock so we can be nosy. Katrina, thank you ever so much. It's been lovely.